Hey everyone, Tracy here with Sweet Spot E Magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, the views, subscribes, comments, donations, super chats, super thanks, everything. We're going to ring the bell, clear the energy, and see what the message is. First, let me say, J Mike, I don't know what happened. I was trying to reply to you, and I think I hit a button, but let me see. Okay, but I think it's still here. You're here? Are you able to respond and everything? Can you put something in the chat so I know that you're here, if you don't mind? Because I don't know what just happened. Okay, good, good. Hold on a second. Something just happened. Let me add you as a, okay, moderator again. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Okay, so now make sure that hey, Victor, make sure that you are the moderator. So say something again so it comes up with the branch, if you don't mind. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead, ring the bell, clear out this energy, and see what the message the Spirit has for us. Today is free questions. So if y'all have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. So I'll go ahead and start with the read. And then after that, I'll go ahead and start answering. Only thing I ask is a subscribe. And if it's within your heart, a super chat or a super thanks. Someone is starting to have some clarity about why things are working out or not working out for them the way that they had anticipated. Someone feels like they put in a great investment in something and they feel like it's a bust. Bottom of the deck, something about this privileged lady. Something about this privileged lady having this great fortune. But somebody expected this privileged lady not to have great fortune, like to be in bad health or something. What's the message? Something is not working out. Something is over. And it could be something about this family or this family's expectations for this unexpected income. Because somebody got a message and they were concerned. It wasn't so much that they got a message. Somebody just started putting two and two together, adding shit up in their mind. And it was a concern regarding this relationship. You know, this main female had already spoke about this same thing separately. This main female had already spoke about this, and come to find out, this person was telling the truth because this person was an official person with a gift, like a psychic. But somebody did not know that this person was a psychic until this person started saying stuff, relaying stuff, providing information. Like somebody would say, "Oh, such and such and such," or "Does such and such mean anything?" Or I was told to say such and such, and then somebody was like, "Whoa, whoa, what the hell?" Because there was no way that somebody would have known about this. That's when someone said, "You know what? This person does have a gift. This person is official." That's when they started thinking, wait a minute. Maybe somebody can capitalize off of this. Maybe if somebody courts this privileged lady, you know, now they want to be friends. Now they want to stand up because now they have these expectations that they'll be able to cross this finish line with this privileged lady. But things started going south. whether it was a relationship, somebody's health, it was something. Things started going south. Next thing somebody knew, they was on the road to despair. Because, like I said, somebody was taken to court and judgment was against them. The evidence was stacked against someone. And the evidence pointed to somebody trying to steal from this mature man. Somebody that this mature man was in a relationship with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It was just a committed relationship with this main male. And you know what? It was this main male that allowed this mature woman to get inside this main male's head and hold something over this main male, to blackmail someone, to hold them hostage. Because it was this mature woman who was trying to work so hard to get what this wealthy man had. This is what this wealthy man had worked for, but this mature woman felt like it was her duty to steal. But see, something changed because that official person started spilling the tea, and the official person didn't even know they was spilling the tea. They was just speaking what their ancestors had spoken to them. This person, this man, started thinking about when this person was a child. And they remember this person as a child, and they was concerned about this child, because they said, Lord, I don't know if this child is even going to make it. This child is something different. And they used to be like, yeah, she's so special, he's so special. Like they said, you was just different. They didn't know what different was because their eyes were closed. So now somebody's making this journey, and they want to talk about either this family or this property or this house or these possessions. Somebody's making a journey and they want to talk about this because they want to change. They're going to end. What's ending is how somebody who is such high honor, who does the right thing time and time again, no matter how much hurt and pain and despair this person was put through, how many tests this person was put through, there's no reason that this person who is such high honor should live in poverty. That's what's changing. Everybody else was expecting their piece of the pie. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, Aisha, how are you? Hey, Nisi the shooter. There, somebody's, going to court. Something is changing. Something is over. Somebody, they feel like they have to. Because they know that, if they don't, they know that if they don't and they keep letting this stuff go on the same path it's on, somebody's going to take it. Everything that they worked hard for. That's why they said, no, they're going to give it to this person who is of high honor. At least this person who is of high honor is working hard and doing it the right way. Yes, somebody's a change in something because they see you are the official person. You're not the one that's playing around. You're the one who's coming here to get down with everybody in this community. The one who's not afraid to stand up and take a stand. It is what it is. This is somebody who's a leader, not a follower. This is somebody who cannot be swayed or persuaded. This is that person that they said, hey, they didn't know that you are who you were. They didn't know this. This is somebody who could be life path 11 or life path 22. But either way it goes, somebody who's of high honor, their life is about to change. Their life is about to change because this person knows that not only did you have to make it, pull it up out the mud, but other people put shit in your path to make it doubly hard for you. They expected you to like divorce this family, divorce this group, divorce somebody, and go on and never, ever, 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 ever speak again. They expected this. They expected this judgment, especially since somebody over the course of time has repeatedly trying to see your gift. Repeatedly. These are 2 8s. 17 is an 8 and 8. Repeatedly, this person repeatedly tried to steal your gifts. Hey, Crystal Empress 5D Clear 33. What's the message? Yes. And judgment is going in your favor. Judgment is going in your favor because you know what? You're the one who deserves the gift. Whoever this was, they thought, whoever this person was, they thought judgment was going in your favor. But no, all the accolades, all the everything that somebody needs is in this person's favor. That's why this person is getting this gift. This person has the receipts to show that they worked hard. This person ain't got shit to show, but a nice suit. And something about this information that this judge is looking at, something about this, because this judge was scrutinizing this. This judge was even looking at this person, scrutinizing this person. And then that's when they decided that, you know what, it should go in this favor. What's the message? Telling you somebody's concerned about this change because this concern fell right on this change card. They in their thoughts about this relationship. Somebody, they are in their thoughts about this relationship. The relationship that they just, and it wasn't like the relationship, the person who's making the changes, they're in their thoughts about the person that they have to make the change about. They are deeply concerned because they notice the change in that person. They notice the change in that person, how this person is a thief, how this person is working with someone else, working hard, and they know that they're working hard to get this mature man's money. Hey, Subu. This is why somebody is concerned. This is why somebody feel like, no, they got to do what's right. They have to protect what's theirs. They worked hard for their legacy. And like I said, you sitting here doing things by the book, and they watching somebody else trying to steal something, trying to take something. And not only that, you still doing shit by the book and going on your own lane. You ain't even in nobody else's lane. You ain't trying to be in nobody's business. You doing you. Hey, behaving. How are you? Thank you. Yes. And like I said, They're really upset at themselves. They really upset at themselves because this person is making this change. They know they purposely put things in your path too to make it hard. They know that's one of these things is one of their secrets. That's why they're really concerned. Because had they not really put nothing in your path to make it even harder than what it really was, what it already was, none of this would have happened because they would have already did the right thing instead of trying to do the wrong thing and now had to correct it by going right back and doing the right thing. And this has to do with this same family, something that's happening in the not too distant future about this privileged lady. This privileged lady who somebody is connected to, whether it's a family relationship or whatever type of relationship. And this is the one who's got this great fortune, this gift. This is the one who is the privileged lady. I see and feel the light. Hello and welcome. We are having a beautiful day. Thank you. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, something about this relationship, something about this person. Like I said, this person, the reason that they're in poverty right now is because of the people around them, not because of anything that they did. This is why this person deserves this unexpected income. And this is why they're going to get this, because this other person feels trapped for trying to hold someone else back. Their own integrity is definitely in question. Their own integrity is definitely in question. And somebody is sitting here thinking, why did I do that? Just in great despair, trying to block out what you naturally have. This ain't nothing that you worked on. This is just what you was born with. This just the basic edition. This ain't even the 2.0. You ain't even really had to do the upgrade yet. You still at the 1.0 or 1.2. But see, somebody expected you to meet somebody, and this wealthy man was going to take care of you, and this, that, and the other, and therefore you wouldn't have to work. You would just be, a mature woman and travel the world and have a house and this and that and the other. They expected you to live the plush life. So what they wanted to do was give it to you good to make you learn some lessons before you live the plush life. They just didn't realize what they was doing was trying to block your blessings. God said, okay, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch. I'm going to see how far you're going to go. Oh, you're going to do it like, oh, okay, whatever. What else you going to do? What other trick you got up your sleeve? Okay, I see that one. What else? Oh, okay. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Ain't you smart? Okay. All right. Now it's my turn. Now that I let you do all that shit, all that time, now it's my turn. Now I'm going to switch shit around. And all that shit that you wanted to come back on, that person is going to come back on you. Say, now somebody understand the reason that they are in poverty. They getting clarity. The reason that they are in poverty is because they was trying to be the false person. See, somebody thought that they could steal what they wanted. They was going to get this unexpected income and hook or crook, baby. Well, it looked like it ended up being crook. Somebody just knew that you wasn't going to make it. Somebody just knew that they was just going to tarnish your reputation, make it seem that you was just a bad person, a hooker, a lady of the night, a hoe, a 304, whatever they was gonna make it seem like, drunk, high, whatever. They was trying to make it seem like you was just not even on top of nothing except if it was riding it. Okay? Now somebody feels stupid for trying to put that out there about you because everybody's like, Ninja, you talking about the same person? You not talking about the same person. Hey, LJ. It's like, oh no. You surely not talking about the same person. I know. They said, listen, Linda. The one that I know, that person is a stand-up individual. That's a giver. That's not even a taker. That's just a giver. Anything else from this deck? Yeah, somebody feels stupid and foolish. All in the same ass kick. Stupid and foolish. I feel like this mature woman was messing with somebody's child. I feel like this is the main woman. This is the main female's mom who was messing with the main female's child. Or that could be 618. But now that person is in despair. Something about this path this person took to get this house. This main male took this certain path to get this house. Listening to this mature woman, and now the secret is out. The secret is out how they was trying to cut the mama out. They was trying to cut the mama out. Them motherfucker scooters. Excuse my French. Oui. Bonjour. Yep. And now the entire family is sick. They sick. Because they know in the not too distant future that this privileged lady about to pop out. They already getting the message. She already on her path to a great fortune. She already on her way. Damn, they expected this wealthy man to be able to stop somebody's, gifts, their honor, their spiritual calling. They thought somebody was gonna be able to stop some shit. That's why they was trying to take something from somebody. They was trying to stop. They said because they thought that if they took what was gonna be, they thought if they took what was left in the will from you, that you was never gonna be able to obtain what it was that they didn't want you to obtain, only to find out you didn't even need the shit that was in the will because you had your own. Pound it. Hello. You had your own. Crazy motherfuckers. This is why somebody said, no, they got to end this shit. No, they got to end this shit because it's not turning out right anyway. So they don't even need to go down looking like some type of damn villain. They said they gonna make right. I feel like this. I don't feel like they having a change of heart. They having a change of heart, all right, but they don't want to look like, they don't want at the end when they're gone, people to be like, wait, what? Oh, that's a motherfucker. She ain't eating anyway. He ain't eating anyway. He doing a grand anyway. Shit up. He been blessed because he didn't get it. So somebody don't want people to remember them like that. That's why they're trying to figure this shit out. How they can go ahead and get this shit straight. Because they want people to think, oh no, they split it up even, see what I'm saying? Bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles. See, somebody trying to figure some shit out. Because they don't want anybody to look at them like they was some motherfucker at the end. Like they was trying to do something to strike against this earth angel. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. They did not want that. Yeah, they feel trapped about what they was working on. They feel because it's coming back to bite them. Bite them in the ass. Okay? That's what it is. They feel trapped. And see, now somebody trying to think, how can they get the love to come back in? What can they do? Because this person, she's speaking her truth, and everybody is sitting here listening. They listening, and they ain't missing a beat because they know she ain't leaving shit out. She talking about it all. She talking about all of it. She's saying all of it. This is 12 swords right here. All of it. And everybody's sitting there like, damn, and they putting 2 and 2 together, okay? Because they sitting there like, wait a minute, they're right, this shit didn't balance out. This shit didn't make sense. Somebody like, damn. And they like, you know what? They sitting there remembering about this relationship, something that they saw these two people do. Something they saw with these two people, or overheard, or saw, or suspected. It may have been suspected, something they even suspected. And it had to do with them starting conflict with somebody's mama. Hey, Marion Royal. Hey, Victor, I see you. Yes. And it's like somebody acting like they couldn't see or didn't know what time it was. You know what time it was, motherfucker. That's what time it is. That's why Victor said he got the receipts. All them receipts is coming out right now. And that's why the judgment is being called on your favor. Okay, pimpin' player. All that secret enemy bullshit. Yeah, you can't hide. You can play, but you sure the fuck cannot pimp a pimp, motherfucker. How about that? How about that? See, this dang witch thought she had something. Yeah, she got something. But not what she had anticipated. Because you know what? You still got to pay the piper. You still got to pay the piper. I hope somebody get their recorder from the 6th grade. Because they got to pay that piper. They go ahead and get ready in your own little karma band. Because you're going to need it. Enjoy it. Go with the flow. Like they say, relax your muscles. Go with the flow. It don't hurt as much. Don't tense up. That's like they say, don't tense up. When you got something that's foreign, it's on the way in, that should be on the way out, and they don't want you to tense up. I didn't do that. Take that advice. Just relax. See, something didn't sit right about what they were saying about you anyway. Especially the legacy that you created, about the person that you are, about you, about your integrity, about your path, about your life. And they're wondering why karma hitting them so bad? Why? Probably because of all these lies, rumors, and false alibis. Somebody's getting this message. Could be from an attorney. And somebody is trying to do it as lovingly as possible. But you know what? Somebody has been hesitant and they've been kind of moving slow to deliver this message. But somebody understands now that they have to. For whatever reason, they were really hesitant. They didn't want to offer this message. They didn't want to say this, but now, and it could be because somebody has noticed something. Somebody has talked about this new beginning. But this other person, like I said, they were shocked. They were taken aback. They were like caught off guard because, like I said, they had seen something previously. They had like overheard something. They had seen something. Thought they had, got a feeling. They got a feeling, but they chose to ignore it because they said, no, 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 not so and so. No, not so and so, not so and so. But their intuition was on point. Their intuition was telling them that, yeah, that's the truth. That's exactly what it is. But they said, no, 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 it can't be. It cannot be, no. And so they chose to go against their own intuition. Instead of listening, they said, no, that's not it. They went against their own intuition. But now that feeling, it never left. And they just kept getting clue after clue after clue after clue after clue. Yeah. And now their intuition is telling them that, somebody is lying to them and trying to cover up. You cannot make this up. Somebody's lying to them and trying to cover up. Trying to act like everything is good, but that is something they covering up something. I'm telling you, they lying. They trying to cover something up. They trying to make us look like it's all good, but something ain't adding up because they trying to cover some shit up. Hey, Crystal. Oh, I did I already? I think I did. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Marion Royal. Yes. Oh. Hey, Crystal Empress 5D Clear 33. Yeah, something about these, some secrets is coming out. These hidden enemies, somebody's plan is coming out. That's what it was. And it had to do with this money. Somebody is shocked. They can't believe it. That's why they had to make this call. They made a decision. And they that's why they made a decision. And they had to leave. They had to leave. They had to leave this. That's why they made a decision that they even had to leave this little person, but you know what? They said a prayer. They said a prayer for this little person. Yes. And the little person got it. They said a prayer because God said, yes, 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 yes. God said, you know what? I understand what's going on. It's like, you know what you say, dear God, please let so-and-so hear such and such. God said, no problem. And it happened. Whenever that child went to sleep, God was like, hey, so-and-so says they love you, or hello, or where that, Trust me. Our ancestors, our archangels, our spirit guides, we don't know what they're doing. We can't see what they're doing, but they're here working. Yes. And that's helping somebody to remove, to not to be anxious. They remove that anxiety from this person. Oh, somebody's made a decision about this person, and somebody else, this hermit, they're nervous because they know they've been caught. It's like they know that it's time for them to go inward. It's time for them to do that work. It's time to learn for them to learn to stand alone. It's time for them to learn what courage is, and strength, and uh, 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 loyalty, and all of those things. It's time for somebody to stop procrastinating and stop playing around and get down to business. It's time for somebody to call a spade and leave that motherfucking spade alone. See, this is why somebody had to walk the fuck away. You know? Yep. Thank you. These secrets came out, and I feel like somebody feels like they're relieved. Yeah, because they don't feel like they have to put up a front no more. They are relieved that this shit came out. They are welcoming this because now they don't feel like they have to put up a front anymore. They don't have to look like they so strong and this and that and the other. This person knows, yeah, it's time, it's their time. Everybody sees them on Front Street for who they are, and they know that people are judging them, but this judgment call has been made. God is judging them, especially regarding. They know the people is judging them regarding this relationship that they had with this witch, who was jealous of the star. Mm-hmm. 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 And tried to mix up the wires so that somebody couldn't see the star for who the star really was, you know. And so this is why this empress was just guided away, you know. But yeah. Hey, natural and urban. Yep. That's why you was able to protect yourself. Somebody, they're just so happy that it's done. They really are. They feel like they're so happy that it's done. They feel like this person, that everybody knows who did what, who was, there was a younger one and then there was an older one. But everybody knows, that these two work together. And not just work together, but also worked with this person too. All against the star. You're dancing at Dave and Buster's now? This King of Cups, Strength card, King of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. Okay. So somebody who finally said, I'm so tired of it. I can't deal with it anymore. I feel like somebody's finally surrendered. They finally surrendered. They finally said, I don't care what happens. And they started finally taking up for themselves. They did. This King of Cups has finally found the strength to take up for himself, and to stop falling for trap or falling for some, placing somebody else above them. They finally got the courage. And that's when this person understood that no, that their time is over. They're done. They're done. Whoever that was that they felt like they was guiding them, leading them, was supposed to be like a father figure or somebody that was showing them the way. They're done. They're done. They know that person was showing them the way to hell, to misery, to pain. They had this person was doing stupid shit that the other person wasn't even doing. Yes, somebody finally woke the fuck up. They understand now why shit for them was not working out, because they was not going in the direction that they needed to go. They needed to choose the direction that they needed to go, and they needed to follow behind you instead of sitting here trying to act like you was the enemy. They was treating you like you was the enemy. You was the one that was sitting here giving to them. You was the one that they have these fond memories of everybody that was sitting there trying to do for them, going above and beyond for them. That was you. That was not this other motherfucker. You know? This other motherfucker was sitting there lying and sitting there saying shit that didn't even make up, and somebody make sense, and somebody sitting there believing the shit. Treating you like they believe the shit. That's why you was like, okay, tell you what, you believe all that bullshit that you want to believe, but kiss my ass while you're doing it. I'm out. I'm out. I ain't got time for stupidity. I ain't got time to sit there and spend my time to show you that I'm true blue, but yet you still want to swallow the red pill. Fuck that. You and that red pill can go fuck yourselves. Now somebody's like, oh, damn, what? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have swallowed the red pill. Maybe I should have went for the love instead of all the money in the world. Mm-hmm. Yep. Somebody, because I feel like somebody had something to say, and whatever they had to say, it was an eye opener. I don't feel like somebody was holding their tongue either. I feel like they was coming out with it. Ho, ho, ho. Everybody was kung fu fighting, and they was not kung fu fighting with their hands. They was letting them tongues fly. They was like, and another thing, motherfucker. And another thing, motherfucker. They was doing it. They was getting it. They was getting it. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they said, and no, you cannot come over to my house. Hell no. I got your ass on block. You can't even get to the security gate anyway. So now, that's when somebody said, you know what? They don't listen to the wrong motherfucker and did too damn much. That's why somebody said it was time for them to fucking surrender. Yes. Mm-hmm. Alicia. Hey, Dr. Emery. I say. What's the message? Mm-hmm. Now this is just a front. Somebody don't feel this confident. They acting like they are all happy, confident. That's a front. Somebody know this. You know this. Okay. You know it. You know somebody got something they want to say, but they're real hesitant to come towards you because they're not sure how you gonna come out the bag, or you gonna be like, listen, I closed this store, or or if you're gonna say, listen, we can try this again. They don't know what you're gonna say. But they know one thing. They're not fucking around with you, and fucking around on you is the wrong thing to do. They should have had some loyalty. They should have used some common sense. They should have used some respect. See, somebody got us beside themselves. Mm-hmm. They wasn't using their common sense. They got beside themselves. It's almost like they had an out-of-body experience. Hey, Red Violet Crystals. OG Spirit Gangsta, how are you? Yeah, they had an out-of-body experience. Spirit had to pull them right back in. Yep. They thought they was out there doing it. They was having an out-of-body experience until Spirit slapped them right back on in. Says, whoop. Wake your ass up. They was like, what's going on? Where am I? Where am I? Spirit's like, exactly. Wake your ass the fuck on up. Oh, you did, Red Violet? You just got up work? Mm-hmm. See, I'm telling you, somebody, they starting to figure out why things aren't coming to them like they used to. You know, things aren't working the way that they used to. You know, like they don't have as much money as they used to. Somebody is starting to really look at that. Somebody's starting to really figure things out. And they starting to pay attention to you and your spiritual walk. Now they're really starting to pay attention to you and your spiritual walk. You know why? Because you seem so happy, just like Pharrell. And I'm so happy. However the song goes. You know, somebody's starting to think about that. And they was thinking about the other person that they was hanging around. The other person was like, I can give you this, I can give you that, I can do this, I can do that. But now they see that person just played them for a fool. A fresh off the farm, newborn, still covered in baby hair, fool. With that baby breath. The shit that don't even stink yet. That type of fool. Brand new. This motherfucker was too old to be acting brand new. Hey, Roland. Hey, Carmia, how are you? Carmia Love Nation. Hello, how are you? Hey, Nancy Taylor Brown. Yes, I'm telling you, somebody felt foolish. They felt like they had that wand in their hand, right? And they said, as long as I got my wand in my hand, I'm good to go. Boom. They jumped on out there. They felt like they had all they needed. They said, you know what, I'm going to pack me a little bag just in case I pack me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in case I get hungry. You know? But see, what they didn't expect was you was the one that had the gift. You was the one that had everything you needed. You was the one that had everything that they needed. But see, you even tried to get them to surrender previously to, hey, look at me, let's make this an even exchange, blah, 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 blah. Because I know what's going on. I understand you. Hey, listen. You was allowing yourself to be manipulated by such, and and this, that, and the other. And it's like, you don't tell me what to do. You don't own me. You ain't my mama. You ain't my daddy. And I go to the drum. You was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you do. I'm just going to let you do. And now somebody understanding what the fuck you was trying to tell them. After all this time, now all of a sudden you are their mama, their daddy, their sister, their brother, and something. Now all of a sudden you do own them. Because they sure the fuck wish they would have listened to you back then. Because then this shit wouldn't have been turning the fuck around. And they wouldn't be having to suffer this judgment after acting like they didn't know who the fuck you was. And that you was the star in the first damn place. Instead of sitting there listening to this person and letting this person lead them around by their motherfucking nose. Or whatever the situation. Now this person understands that you love them unconditionally. Without condition. Even if they was kids, even if they didn't learn how to really wipe their ass good until the 8th grade and they was leaving streaks in their drawers, you would just wash their drawers separately and just use lots of bleach and lots of detergent. No problem. Replace them every 6 weeks when the stain got to be too much. No problem. You still love them. You still love them. You ain't tell nobody about that. You ain't tell nobody about that shit. You ain't even tell nobody about how they peed the bed until they was in 11th grade. You didn't tell nobody about that shit because that was nobody else's business. That was just you and your little babies. That's it. And how they kept a pacifier up until they was in the 4th grade. Kept a pacifier. You had to fight them to stop breastfeeding up until they was 4. You had to stop. You had to push them away. You ain't tell nobody that because that was your baby. That's your boo. That's your boo. And how that same boo tried to play a dirty motherfucking trick on you. That's why you had to leave your boo. That's why you had to let your boo know that, boo, don't shit happen without you. What's the message, Spirit? That's right, Victor. Still love them. Still love them. Dang, you didn't care. That's right. That unconditional love. The unconditional love. Did not make a difference that they was a junior in college and still used to come home and still used to suck on their thumb. You did not care. You still paid that college bill, still made sure they had extra money on that credit card so they could floss a little bit in front of their friends. You didn't care. That was your little boo. But when it came time to making that decision, you had to make that decision because you said, I got to show somebody better than I can tell somebody. Somebody don't think I'm from Missouri. That's your mistake. But I'm about to show them. Don't shit happen without the earth angel. Okay, all that money that you thought that you was going, you can surrender that, baby. You can kiss that dream goodbye. Because the minute that you think that you cutting somebody else out of the deal, that's the same minute the truth come and slap you upside, whoops upside the head, say whoops upside the head. Somebody is experiencing that whoops, that oops, and all them bumps all the way down them stairs, just like Aunt Bunny and Eddie Murphy Raw. Bum to the bum, bum, bum. Ah, Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus, Lord, I'm almost on halfway down. Oh, Lord, boom, 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 boom. Let me stop and rest. Okay, no, let me keep on falling. You know, come on now. Talk about some she don't have emotions. Yeah, she do. She do. Watch karma hit that ass. You talk about not having emotions. You're gonna be looking at that. Wait, what? You can't make this up. Let the devil get to that ass. You talk about some emotions. That devil's gonna pull them emotions from the toenails. Gonna start at the toenails. Next time you see her, toenails gonna be big and fluffy looking, like they swole. Because them emotions was pulled out the motherfuckers before they come up in the toes, into the feet, into the ankles, into the legs, the knees, the thighs. You know, and it's really gonna hurt when it's coming up through the ass. It's really gonna be uncomfortable. And then the stomach area, ooh, she about to feel some emotions. Because by the time it get all the way up here and finally come out, oh, she's gonna be so ready to release them emotions, she not gonna know what to do. She gonna be like, Lord have mercy. I did not know I had all them emotions in me. People gonna be looking like, what was that? She gonna be like, oh, let me clean that up. Those is my emotions. She gonna find out. They all find out when this one say, oh, you ain't got that. You don't have emotions. I was glad. I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for you to say that. I got just the plan. Stay right here. Don't move. I'll be right back. Pow! How you like me now? Cause I'm the emotion. Ha 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 ha. And I'm gonna get you now. Yeah, she gonna feel every piece of that shit. What's the message? Yep. About somebody's intuition. You know what this person is going through. You know what this person is about to feel. You already know it. You know it. You know you can tell this person is about to go through it, especially everything that they try. They worked hard for something. They was working in one direction and they said, I have got the golden ticket. I don't need nothing to nobody. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And every time they try to do it, it don't work out. It don't work out. You know why? Because you're the golden ticket. If it don't work out with you, it's not going to work for them. They starting to wake up to that. Somebody's starting to get that sixth sense. Somebody's ancestors is helping them to open up that sixth sense, to allow this person to see this what you need. This, on the other hand, what you don't. Spirit said, I'm trying to let you know as easy as I can. But somebody feel like they want to be stubborn, feel like, and they wonder why they not happy, why shit ain't going in their favor, why they not experiencing joy. Would you say Crystal Empress road tripping to Noah's Ark, trying to act like she didn't know the popos have been to the house 6 times and they telling me none of my business. What? Oh, hey, Dr. Wood, how are you? Yes, it's happening. How are you? Oh my goodness. Yeah, somebody's starting to recognize and realize who you are. They realize that they should have given you your flowers. This person is starting to recognize that, that was the relationship that they should have been in, especially if they wanted everything to go smooth. But see, that person thought that they was gonna make shit work out. No. And this person, like, for whatever reason, it was something about something they did say or something they didn't say, something they should have said or something they should not have said. Yeah, it has something to do with maybe they did say or they didn't say something. And they're thinking about they should have said something else or they should have said something. But now, like I said, something about we got 2 6s. Somebody's sixth sense is opening up. Spirit's like, okay, get in this boat because I'm about to show you. About to show you. The reason you ain't happy. This the reason you ain't happy. This the reason that I have unleashed all hell to come onto you until you can get your shit together. This the reason. See, the day that this earth angel had to walk away from your ass is the day you should have realized that your ass was acting young, dumb, and full of cum. That's the day that you should have stopped and you should have said, you know what, hold on, let me get true to myself instead of working with somebody else who's sitting there trying to break somebody else's heart. Spirit said, you know what, you should have checked your loyalty. That's what you should have been looking at instead of sitting there trying to play. I'm gonna wait until somebody else comes see me. I'm like they're trying to play the waiting game with you. Spirit said, you know what, all that waiting game did was just create a big old couple, a big old headache. And now somebody is looking at you, everybody looking at you like you the liar, like you the culprit, like you the one who don't know what the fuck is going on. Like you the one who needs some psychological help. Like you the one that's crazy. Because everybody's wondering why you was doing what you was doing. And for somebody to have to close out a cycle, close a chapter on you. And now somebody's feeling like they have no choice except to have to travel towards somebody because somebody was left out in the cold, but they got to make shit right. And that's why shit ain't happening for that other person. They'd rather throw you in a facility where somebody else wiped their parents' asses right. What you say? Son still stuck his thumb and he 44. Hey, Kahina, how are you? Yes, I'm telling you something about somebody's traveling. They traveling to you. They coming like from a distance. They're coming towards you. Somebody's either relocating, but they're coming towards you. And then this witch and this child, they out in the cold. They are out in the cold. They are struggling. They're struggling because I'm telling you, they was trying to like start these rumors. They were trying to start rumors with somebody, but somebody else stopped them in their place. They said, "No, no, I know you're not. I know you're not talking about so and so. I know you're not talking about so and so. So and so is such and such and such." Yes, they could not. They could not. They said, "I know you're not talking about because so and so is this type of person. No, this is that. I know you're not talking about so and so." Mm-hmm. Anything else in this stack? Yep. Somebody was trying to trying to talk their way out of how they try to tend to sword you. But somebody, they already see the truth. You can't talk your way out. They was trying to talk their way out of trying to talk their way out of this. No, they already see the truth. They already see the truth of what this person did, said, whatever. Yep. They already see the truth about these two. Anything else? Okay. I'm telling you, Spirit's talking to somebody. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. I'm telling you, God is speaking to somebody. And you know it. It's like that conviction, that Holy Ghost conviction. When you get that, you know you're getting the Holy Ghost conviction. Because that's when you start thinking, damn, you start thinking about all that chaos that you started, trouble, lies, propaganda, people that walk the fuck away from you. That's whenever you having that Holy Ghost conviction. Because that's when God said, enough is enough. Enough is fucking enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like this person is here to, because this person is here to break a generational curse. This person that walked away is here to break a generational curse. And then that's what's happening. Somebody's starting to turn around. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be overnight. It ain't right. Somebody's starting to turn around. It's not gonna be overnight, but they starting to do it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but they starting to do it because they starting to recognize who they hanging with. They starting to look at their money and the struggles that they're having. They're starting to think about the difference in the people, the difference in this person and the difference in you. And then they're starting to understand that what they're going through, everything they're going through right now is karma. And it's karma because of how they chose to act within this relationship. They may not have been a child, but they sure did act like a child. Mm-hmm. We're going to pull some cards from the stack. And then if y'all got some questions, throw them in the chat. What's the message? Let's see what we can pull from the stack. Because that's always interesting. That's when it always really come out. I'm like, oh, look at you acting all ugly. Just kidding. Let's see. We'll get them from the section right here. And we'll get some from that section over here. Okay. So first of all, let's start off by saying fuck now. Fuck now. Okay. This is some type of bullshit. A person, a plan, a situation, a move, a plot, whatever it is, no. That's the same person that listened to everything except for the truth. Now this person is having this mental conflict, and you even tried to help this person, but they said no, like you didn't know what you was talking about. You was the only one who knew what you was talking about. Shit. Everybody else was speculating. You was spitting truth. You had receipts, video, whatever, audio, whatever. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah. Something about this wicked old hag. I told you somebody was trying to do that. But it's the end now. The end. This person need to please fuck off. Hey, live by the sword, die by the sword. Somebody better be ready. Because something about somebody's childhood memories, and they remember that there was somebody was a scammer. They remember that somebody did a lot behind the scenes, and they remember now that sometimes you have to play the fool to fool the fool who thinks they're fooling you. Remember, you write your own book of life, so choose your own battles, okay? Somebody is going through something, and karma said, let me show them, because no matter how much you told them, they wasn't listening. So this person needs to know, hey, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. But that person need to understand they was acting like a jive turkey who was green with envy. So you got to let them go. You know, you got to let them go so they can grow. Shit. You're not going to be responsible for whatever they was going through. This could be a distorted male, masculine, you know. Because it sure wasn't no divine masculine acting like that. That was a distorted masculine acting like that. Yeah, somebody was trying. This is somebody who has the nerve to try and keep a list on you, like they keeping tabs of some good shit you do and bad shit you do. Fuck them. You know, this is somebody who had a failed karmic exchange with you, but you already told this person what was getting ready to happen. You already said, I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna end up. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna do. What? Be careful, such. You already told them, but they didn't want to listen. They was too bullheaded. So you let them go. Shit. Yeah. You just said, let me just stay in my higher self. Okay? Because you figured that, you know what, your future depends on your wise choices. And you wasn't trying to help them with their shit. They was the ones that sitting there digging two graves, trying to dig one for you. You know, no, they dug one for them and one for the person they was working with. You're stable, okay? None of their negative plans ever worked on you. And they would sit there wonder why. Yeah. When you walk around with your eyes closed, you tend to wonder why. You know, this person now, they salty as fuck. And they clock watching every 30 minutes, trying to see if you do something different. You could be somebody with a Q, R, S, or T in your first, middle, last name, or I, J, K, or L, you know. But I'm telling you, it's something you warned them. You told them. You told them. But you know what? They finding out now that they played everybody in the end. Or you're finding out that they tried to play everybody in the end. Or everybody's finding out that they played everybody in the end. That's what everybody's finding out. That everybody got played in the end. You know? Spirit is letting this be known. Because you know what? Somebody knew the difference between good and evil, right and wrong. Somebody's feeling that Holy Ghost conviction. Can't make this up. They feeling that Holy Ghost conviction. You know, they understand now you were not superficial. You was the real deal, Holyfield. And this motherfucker they was put in their place. They tried to use your name, but they tried to use your name, meaning they was spitting negative shit on your name until they finally hit rock bottom. They was trying to steal your gift. We already saw that. You know, they didn't know that you was a spiritual gangster. They thought that they was getting into a fight. They thought they was getting ready to fight dirty. No, baby. No, baby. They don't, I'm letting you know now, they don't make no firefights, and I am a spiritual gangster. So if you want to come on, come on. So you wasn't even worried about it because you already knew that they lied in court, especially whenever they tried to do some black magic on you. Right one, wrong one, all in the same one. It's not even going to happen like that. Whatever they tried to do, that shit was so short term, it didn't even bother you. You just took your power back, you know? Shit, you took your, it was like, did I just feel something? Like, ooh, felt like I got stung by, felt like a fly tried to bite me or something like that. This could be a jealous sibling, you know? And then it